It is so great having the UFC Women's Flyweight Champion Valentina Shevchenko back here on the program, who is in Washington State, from what I understand. Valentina, how are you?
Doing good, James. Thank you for having me. Yes, I'm in Washington State, beautiful state. Summer is gorgeous here.
Yes, I'm about 3 hours away in Vancouver, so we're getting similar weather. Great summer weather there. I actually wanted to start there first. I saw you went fishing. How did everything go? It looked like you caught a couple good fish.
Amazing trip, and we were in Columbia River, and it's a beautiful river, and a lot of amazing spots to swim there, catch some salmon, and we went for king salmon and sockeye salmon, and so tasty. And you know what is the most beautiful? That after that, straight away, we like fillet the fish and went to the state park. And actually I have my cooktop, portable cooktop that I
Oh,
can
cool.
carry everywhere I go. And yeah, and we just cook it there, and it's so fresh, so tasty. And I actually love this experience because it's not only you catch, but also you cook it, and I think it's very important.
Yes, no, I agree. Eating locally, eating fresh, just the food tastes so much better. They put so many preservatives in foods these days. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Just last thing on traveling, are you going anywhere else on your travels, or are you going to head back to Las Vegas soon?
No, we actually thinking to spend the rest of the summer in Washington State.
Oh,
We
great.
have our boat is here, and actually we'll stay on a boat, leave a board, and navigate in Puget Sound, and yeah, explore more beautiful places.
Great. Well, that's good to hear. We got to talk about UFC 275. Really a gutsy performance, a gutsy win there over Talia Santos. I know you had the foot injury. I was just curious, how compromised were you during the fight with the foot injury that I know you had going into the fight?
I had this foot injury happening 1 week before the fight. And the whole week, Heather and Tara, they were from the UFC physical therapist, as they were working on me, trying to fix that. And they were able to do like a lot of stuff. But in the fight, it's re-injured. And but when in the fight, it's so much adrenaline and so much like things inside you, and you are dealing with like how to win the fight, how to do like everything that you have to do. It's just like my mindset. I kind of like forgetting about what's happening with my body. I just trying to do the best what I can. So uh, yeah, and as soon fight is over was over, I realized that I it's really hard to step on the foot. But I cannot say that this is was I were worried during the fight that I cannot do something because of the.
Yes. No, it was very impressive dealing with that. Have you ever had to deal with an injury like that in a fight before? I was trying to remember.
I had in my Muay Thai career like several fights where I really had to deal with similar injuries. We had like kick to kick clash, and after that my foot was kind of like twisted weird way, and I could not step on it as well. And it was like Muay Thai World Championship, when you have when if you win the fight you have to fight next day. And it was worse because I had to fight with this injury like next day, and I didn't have enough time to recover that food. And
Mm.
we that time back then we never had this like a specialist like Heather and Tara who can
Yeah.
fix it 1 day. No, it was very hard, but yeah, I still won the fight. I could not kick that foot, but I won the fight. So I had similar situation, and I really know that it's hard to deal, but possible.
How confident were you when it went to the judges' scorecards? Did you feel like you had won the fight?
I was confident. It's definitely I was not confident that every single round I won. I knew it's gonna be like kind of like different, but I was confident that majority of rounds I won. And like weird decision from one judge to give it split decision to other side, it was weird, I think, but majority of the rounds it was my winning.
Looking back on that fight, do you feel like Talia was the toughest opponent you fought, or do you think that's still Amanda Nunes?
Um, I think Talia, she was everything that she like. I'm not saying about nothing bad about her. She's an amazing fighter. She is like good striker, good like grappler. She had like positions on top, but all these positions that she had, like my back and everything, it's only because she was heavier than me. It's
Mm-hmm.
only because she could use the this extra weight in favor of her to for example, I started throw her down, and this is the wrestling, but when every pound is counts, and this is when for example, she used that moment to turn it or take my back or everything. It's not because of something else. It's only because she was able to gain double weight in these 2 days, what we have between weigh-ins and the fight. And this is the thing what we had to deal in Singapore, because we didn't have just regular like what we have every time, weigh-ins in the morning, fight in the Saturday. No, we went in Friday night, Friday afternoon actually, and then we fought Sunday. So 2 days to gain this extra pound. So this is, I think, what is was like major factor why my my technique, what I started and I could finish, why she were able to like take advantage of some of them. This is only thing what I see,
Mm-hmm.
and the other thing that yes, she had attempt like of rear naked choke, but the other thing I never was in the position where it was like too hard, and I felt that's it. This is like coming in, so there wasn't any single moment, any single minute and second of the fight when the pressure was tight.
Mm-hmm.
Never. And um, in other way, in that positions, I could damage her more way, like even bigger than she could like damage during the whole fight. And even in comfortable, uncomfortable position, I damage her. And slowly but surely, these all strikes force her like to feel this kind of like swelling and everything that um, damage, just
Mm-hmm.
damage, more damage.
Yeah. No, I agree, and it was a very close fight. But obviously, when a fight's really close, there are some critics. I know Julianna Pena, Casey O'Neill. I think even Maycee Barber felt like the fight should have gone the other way. Do you pay attention to any of that stuff, or do you just ignore other fighters in the division saying things like that?
You know, this is like a major trash talkers, like of they don't give food them. They just want to say something bad about anyone. And
Right.
like Casey, she don't have to do anything else because she's injured, and she's like just talking. She's talking way too much all the time. And Mace is the same, Miesha is the same. It's kind of like, why you have to pay attention for them?
Right.
Why? Have to do that. They are still there where they are, and I am here. I am on the top. I'm defending my belt. And she definitely, when people have like this envy in their heart, they will say bad about anyone. But when they people are noble and open and really respect other like power, work, and like the way of the lifestyle and everything, they will find the way say it like differently. Then so that why I have to pay any attention for that who's down there.
Right. No, I understand absolutely, and you bring up a good point of let your talking take place in the cage. What did you think? I'm sure you saw as well Maycee Barber saying that she believes that only her or Santos can defeat you in the division. What was your reaction to that?
I didn't hear that. And it's something new what I'm hearing
Okay.
right now. So yeah, Maycee, she's talking too much all the time, but it's kind of like never the point.
Mhm.
So she still believes in that, but she will believe in that for the rest of her day. It never will be a truth.
What did you think of her performance over Jessica Ai? Did you happen to see the fight?
No, I didn't see her fight. I just heard it was kind of like I don't know what it was, a cut in the first round or
Mhm.
what. Actually, no, I cannot say much about that fight because I didn't watch it.
No, no problem. No, I was just curious, and I'm sure you heard Jessica Ai ended up retiring. Were you surprised by that? You obviously shared the cage with Jessica as well.
A lot of retirement coming these days. It's
Yeah.
so sad. It's so sad to see like strong fighters, amazing fighters, yeah, like that bring so much beauty in this sport, and they are no more like fighting, and it's sad. But I think everything is good if they feel comfortable and they feel this is what they really want to do.
Yeah. And speaking of former opponents, Lauren Murphy picking up a really impressive win over Miesha Tate last weekend. Did you happen to see that fight at all? And if so, were you surprised to see Lauren get it over Miesha?
I didn't surprise because in the beginning I said like if Miesha Tate win it would be one way, but very hard opponent Lauren Murphy. I felt her, I know her power, I know her strength. It would be very hard to win her, and this is what happened. This is not a fairy tale when you create a story and you kind of like, oh my god, I will make a like go in the smaller division, win the fight, and fight for the belt. This is a fairy tale, but the real thing is that you still have opponent like Lauren Murphy, who is like a great and strong, wanna win as well. Yeah, this is the real life, and this is what it happened. If you don't have it, you don't have it. But as I mentioned before, this is the thing that this is the real proof how hard and strong and powerful flyweight division right now. We
Mm.
have Lauren Murphy, contender for the flyweight, just beating up badly Miesha Tate, former bantamweight champion. So this is a proof of how strong flyweight is.
Yes, I would agree with that. And I think had Miesha Tate won, there could have been made the argument of her fighting you next for the title. With her losing, and it seems like Lauren Murphy would like the winner of Caitlin Chukagian and Manon Fior. Who is next? Do you feel like it will be a Santos rematch? I know you don't pick your opponents; you sort of let the UFC decide that. But what do you think will happen next?
As I'm saying, people sometimes can be so cruel. They kind of like no worries that a girl just had broken bone orbital and had her surgery. She will take time to recover,
That's
and they
right. Yeah.
throw her back to it to re-injure again, have another surgery, and you never know if it will be the same career or like whatever. They just want to have fun and
Mhm.
and see a good fight. No, I think let her heal up, like because health is number one. Make her feel confident that she can receive that hit without this being afraid, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I think she has to feel good first, 100% back, and not like being afraid of a strike. It's completely not what a fighter should feel, right? And
Right.
then, yes, then it's going to be a rematch or whatever UFC will want,
Mhm.
but not now. Not now, because as I mentioned, health is number one.
Right. If you could choose though when you would want to fight next, would you want to fight one more fight this year? I'd imagine you would.
Yes, I want to have another fight. I want to defend the belt one more time, flyweight division. And I put this headache onto the shoulders of Mick and Sean and
Mhm.
you to pick the next opponent, next challenger for me. Because right now I am traveling. I'm on a boat. I'm navigating Puget Sound, and I completely don't have to be worried about that.
Right. Okay. No, that's fair enough. I guess, I have to ask, if Santos's eye injury is going to take a while for her to heal, would you consider moving up and fighting the winner of Julianna Pena and Amanda Nunes in their rematch?
I think that a lot of things has to be perfect for that fight.
Mhm.
It's a lot of circumstances has to come in the like perfect point, place, timing, details, and everything. And more especially that I have to think about to build my muscles
Mhm.
higher, bigger, stronger, and make it right without losing my speed. And then to think about how to make it smaller. So it's a lot of changes I have to deal with. So as I mentioned, it's everything like everything has to be perfect for that fight to be happen. Right now, I consider like next fight in flyweight, but still I am thinking and I thinking like in the future it can be like let's see what they will do July
Mhm.
30th and how it will go. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Well, let me ask you, how do you think the fight will play out? Because there's some school of thought that Amanda might have not been on her game that night, and she did win the first round. How do you think the rematch will play out?
This is actually what I was thinking the same that she was not looks like herself. She kind of like distracted a little bit and different. She felt different, and I
Mhm.
think if she will be the same Amanda I fought
Mhm.
twice, she will win. She will like have the belt back.
Mhm.
But Juliana, she's coming so understanding how important this fight will be for her comparing to the first fight they had,
Mhm.
because um, this is like to actually say yes you are the best, because first it was like oh maybe this maybe that, but the second it's like 100%, it's like no doubts you are the winner. So she understands that, and she is amazing fighter as well, and she is very strong, and the most important super concentrated for that victory. So let's see, it's gonna be I think very interesting fight, even more than it was fight number one, their first fight.
We talked up the top about you being in Washington State. Would you ever want to have a fight in Seattle? Because they have that new arena, they have the new hockey team. Would you ever like to fight there and headline a UFC card?
I would love, yes, it would be amazing, and I love to fight in the United States, and Seattle, actually like amazing place to be to stay, beautiful. I like it, but if I can choose the time of the year to fight, I would choose summertime.
Right. It is nice there in the summer. I would agree with that. Just switching gears to the strawweight division. Carla Esparza is the new champion. She defeated someone I know you know quite well in Rose Namajunas. What did you make of that fight? It was a really odd fight the way it played out. What did you think of Carla winning the title?
Congratulations to Carla, and she did everything that she could do. She played her game, and she tried to like create engagement as much as she could. Um, it's hard to comment that fight. It's hard to say about that fight things, because yeah, it's definitely not the way as Rose is fighting,
Mhm.
not the way as Rose like have all other her fights, and yeah, I don't know what he what what she has in her like mind, what she was thinking, or like it's very hard, or
Mhm.
how she felt in the morning of the fight, or how she felt when she was like warming up leading the fight. I don't know that, and we don't know all circumstances, but maybe there is a reason why she fought like that. But yeah, it's very hard to comment that, because I know Rose, I know what she can do, what she's able to do, and it was different. It was different Rose that night.
If Carla ever wanted to move up, is that a fight that would ever interest you since she's the strawweight champion now?
Why not? Why not? I'm here. I'm in flyweight. Everyone who wants to move, I'm welcoming in.
Okay. Well, I was going to say again, because if Santos is off for a while, maybe that's a fight that you could, because Carla doesn't have her next fight booked, right? So maybe that's a possibility. I don't know. I think the UFC would probably want her to defend her title, but still, I was just curious if that fight would interest you at all.
Yeah, this is like, this is the headache of UFC.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Leave it up to them. Yeah.
As I mentioned, I only know about my next opponent when I receive message or a fight contract with the name of the opponent on it, and this is how I know who is the next one.
Yeah, it looks though like Weili Zhang will fight Carla next. Who do you favor in that fight if they were to meet, just with the style matchup?
Regarding the style, Carla has a very interesting fight style, and you can put all odds, for example, against her and saying, okay, she's gonna the other opponent will lose, will win or whatever, and she can turn everything like backwards. She has these things, and I cannot explain what is that, but she can do completely impossible things and win the fight. So it's very hard to go like toward one or another way, because Carla has these things. She can do impossible, and she can still win the fight. Yeah, but Weili, she now got better and better. She getting better like every single day, stronger, faster, more technique in her like game. So she's very good. She's very good, and yeah, I would say, I don't know.
It's a tough fight for sure. And of course, Weili getting that impressive win over one of your former opponents, Joanna Jedrezecheck. Just your reaction to Joanna retiring. She's called it a career. What did you think of that?
Oh yeah, as I mentioned, so many retirements last days, and yeah, she had amazing career. She has so many successful title defense in strawweight. She's the queen of strawweight. Who forms this weight class? Face of this weight class, and she definitely amazing fighter. I think she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame of UFC. It's no adopt, it's 100%. And yeah, if she feels comfortable the way as she did, like to be retired, focus on other things, and she feel good, happy, this is the most important, what it is. Yeah, and I think everything what happened, it's happened for a reason. And if a person like inside feel happy and successful, and yeah, this is what they want to do, this is right.
Just a couple more quick questions, and I'll let you go and enjoy that beautiful weather. Someone I know you're very familiar with, Rafael Fiziev, just picked up a really big win over Rafael dos Anjos. He finished him late in the fight. What did you think of his performance? I don't know if you caught that fight.
I was thinking that he actually could finish him in the first rounds.
Yeah.
Actually, was my impression on that fight. And yeah, my sister fought in the same night, and
That's
she
right.
won against
Courtney Casey.
It was amazing fight, beautiful technique, and this time she used a lot of taekwondo styles, taekwondo kicks, and yeah, she were preparing for that fight. I don't know about like 6 months, because she was getting ready, then injured. They rescheduled fight. She continued her preparation, and she was so needed this victory, and I am so happy for her, because yeah, she did amazing. She did everything what she has to do, and now yeah, like every day she's better and better, and there is no limits, no, never stop.
Yeah. Just quickly back to Fiziev. Do you think that performance shows that he could be a contender at lightweight, just with that win he got over a former champion in Dos Anjos?
You mean contender straight for
Like,
the title?
just like, do you think he'll be fighting for a title soon? Because that was a really big win for him.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It's one or two more fights, and it's definitely two victories like that, and it's definitely gonna happen.
What do you make of this really intriguing lightweight fight between Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev? I don't know if you heard that fight got announced.
Amazing, amazing. It's gonna be very good fight, and I heard it's gonna be Abu Dhabi, right?
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's gonna be good and great, and Oliveira, he's so dangerous, but he is like fighting like a crazy one. He's
Mhm.
and he can beat, but he can receive as well, and it's gonna be cool. And Islam, he's like more calm, more controlled, more like looking his moment. When he has to wrestle, he will wrestle. When he has to like strike, he will strike. So yeah, I think it's gonna be super crazy and great fight.
Are you surprised that Islam is actually the betting favorite going into that fight? Charles is the betting underdog.
Um, Actually, yes, because because Charles Oliveira, he fought more top-ranked opponents than Islam,
Mhm.
and actually, yeah, he fought all top fighters in the weight division. He beat them all, and
Mhm.
actually showed, yes, I am belongs here, and this is why I hold the belt.
Yeah.
Islam, he never had opportunity to fight someone who is like more ranked than him. I mean, like top ranked,
Yeah.
higher ranked in the top five, and this is actually make it harder to understand how betting are going, who
Mhm.
are like, creating these odds. But yeah, whatever. Let's enjoy the fight.
Yeah. And just one more fight I wanted to ask you about because they announced it yesterday. Khamzat Chimaev is going to be fighting Nate Diaz. What do you think about that fight?
Interesting fight for fans. Yes.
Okay.
I would say this is a fight for exactly for fans because two names, two bright names, and two what fans are liking to watch and like to see them how are they are doing. But this is kind of the fights I feel like actually not moving you anywhere. It's just fight for fans.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. And just last question: any plans to star in any James Bond movies and any talks about that?
I hope talks gonna come soon.
You got to talk to your management, see if they can put in a good word.
I know this is my goal. I will come back from the state, from Washington State, and start to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll see. Valentina, thank you so much for the time. I know, again, you're getting some great weather out there in Washington State. I'm sure you're going to be doing some more fishing. If there's anyone you'd like to thank or any sponsors you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Thank you, James. Yes, it's every time pleasure to speak with you, and I'm happy that it worked. I'm
Yeah.
in the middle of the way, my driveway, like just stop and yeah, let's make it happen. And
Yeah.
it's amazing. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for having me. And yes, I will have a lot of more fishing, great days, and yeah, will enjoy as much as I can. Thank you.